completely understand how we can feel so helpless. Sometimes in a situation, because we can't change things outside of us, we can feel demoralized and weakened by the situation. Sometimes even with ourselves, we feel so helpless because we can't seem to stop wanting a particular thing even though we can't get it, or it's so difficult to break a habit. And so even with ourselves, we can feel quite helpless. And so in this challenge, we're focusing on some things that we can definitely 100% do and quite easy for us to be able to do, like going to sleep on time or smiling and making our bed or doing some stretches at our desk. And a recurring theme you may have noticed is that we're being thankful on Tuesdays. This is also something we can do fairly easily. Have gratitude. Gratitude is incredibly powerful. If we think about what gratitude is, it's simply appreciating something, acknowledging the value of something, of having a sense of respect and regard, giving it something attention. It's really not that hard to do. Even if we're not overly grateful, even just appreciating that it has a value, something like our elbows. When nobody particularly thinks about their elbows, and then suddenly if you hit it and it's hurting, or if it's injured, and then you think, wow, it actually does so much. And so it's a simple task, but it's profoundly efficient. Studies have shown that gratitude improves physical health, it reduces stress, it increases self-esteem, it builds relationships, it even helps companies have better teamwork and then better profits. And then we find gratitude has phenomenal impact on things that are quite spiritual, like being in the present moment. And if you think about it, to be grateful for something, I have to notice it and be aware of it. And so I have to be attentive. And to be attentive, I have to be in the present moment. The present moment is so powerful because the mind is the strongest when it is in the present moment. Studies have also shown that gratitude helps people foster humility, another incredibly important quality on the spiritual journey. Humility is something that's so evasive. It's very hard to think, I'm going to be humble, because even that thought of, oh, I'm being humbled, kind of misses the point of humility. But being grateful automatically makes us think of something else and see the beauty of it and appreciate, and then humility just happens. It also helps us have patience. All these interesting qualities that gratitude helps us with, and qualities that we already see that can significantly improve our lives. Once again, when I am grateful, then when the heart is full, I'm going to be a little bit more patient and tolerant with maybe small mishaps that are happening around. And already that creates a nicer environment for them. And then, of course, they're going to be appreciative of it, and it creates a nice environment for me. And then it just keeps growing. So gratitude, already known to be this powerful tool to help us shift into becoming the people we want to be, to create the society that we want to be living in. And so on Tuesdays, we've been thankful. We started with our body because so much of self-love can be us being critical about how we look. But the body is so much more than what we look like. It's also functional, like I can see, and that's already phenomenally amazing. Or even our skin's ability to sense heat and cold and to be tolerant about it. And then last week, we were grateful for things in the past to help us have an introspective mind towards a negative bias. And being grateful definitely takes us out of negative bias. And today, staying with the theme of self-love, we're going to be grateful to all those people that have helped us become who we are. I remember once we were sitting around informally with Puja Guruji, and he became so overwhelmingly emotional about how who he was a collection of his parents and Puja Gurudev. And so he attributed absolutely everything that was good in him, that he had learnt it from Gurudev and his parents. And I thought, wow, that's true for all of us. Even though we are our own people and we bring our own flavor into how we do things, so much of who we are is molded and created and inspired by our parents first and foremost. Just because of exposure to them, we're watching them, we're copying them. And then we admire our parents when we're really young, and so we emulate them. And then even as we get older, we start to recognize how much our parents do and how well they do it, and then maybe a little bit more consciously we emulate them. But we go off into the world and we learn from so many people, not just the teachers that we had in school, although we totally underestimate how much they have done for us. I mean, sure, our parents taught us ABC and 1, 2, 3, but it's the teachers that really solidified those concepts and made us comfortable and proficient with these very basic things that we can take so for granted. And in that classroom structure where we were a little bit more attentive, we picked up so much of the knowledge that today we refer to and wouldn't even notice when or where we learned that, how we know it. And then we consciously learn from some people, maybe friends, older siblings, cousins, because it's something that stands out to us, or something we recognize we desperately need, and then we make an effort to learn it from them. And then at other times, people had no intention of teaching us, but through their interactions with us, our eyes are opened to truths in the world that may not be pleasant, but are truths. And sometimes open our eyes to truths in the world that are very pleasant, and we hadn't noticed. So, we're thinking about all the people that contributed to making us us, making me me. And this is a lovely journey because when I think of me, it's so personal and detached from everyone else. But actually, me is built through watching others, understanding from others, interacting with others. And so that very solid barrier of me maybe isn't so solid, which becomes really nice then. Because in terms of liking ourselves, loving ourselves, I'm not so separate. Helps me to feel better about myself. Also, if other people have helped to make me me, and those other people are people we love, and they help to make me me, then me can't be so bad. And the people that helped me make me me are people we admire and look up to, we respect. And then if they've helped me make me, once again, I can't be so bad. And so acknowledging and appreciating how others have contributed to us being who we are also helps us to acknowledge and appreciate who we are. So take your time, think about it, go as far back in your memory as possible. And of course, parents are a given. Some teachers, if you have a guru, that's a given. But even with those relationships that are a given, be grateful about specific things. And so in my case, and I'm grateful that my father made me efficient and very, very independent. I'm grateful that my mother helps me see how to be patient and very open-minded, also brave. I'm grateful to Guruji, who showed me how we can be comfortable being ourselves, and at least 1,000 other things. I'm grateful to Pujya Swamiji for showing me how my mind works. Every time I said something and he'd look, and I'd recognize that look to be pointing out something that I just thought or just felt. And in the philosophy of what had been taught in the class before, I'd suddenly see so incredibly clearly. So in terms of being grateful, be specific about how much of who you are, which part of who you are, we can attribute to the ones we love. Maybe not so love so much, but still appreciate. It's an incredibly fulfilling task. Enjoy.